Welcome back everybody to the channel. It's me, Alejandro Mendoza, or the Nerd Chicano. Either way how you say it, it's all good here. And we're back again for another video as we look at another film here in my collection. And today we're looking at none other than the Criterion Collection's release of David Lynch's Lost Highway on 4K Ultra HD. Of course, I hope everyone's having a great day, and I hope everyone's had a great week as we started off 2023 this week. So I hope that everyone's okay, everyone's doing okay, everybody is enjoying their start to 2023. And of course, if you want to start 2023 the right way, you want to go ahead and first of all leave a like on this video and subscribe to this channel. But you're not done yet. When you're subscribing, make sure you hit that notification bell, because in 2023 you do not want to miss a single piece of content that comes to this channel. And of course, if you want to go ahead and lend a extra helping hand, then go ahead and check out my Patreon at patreon.com/nerdchicano. Either way, I appreciate you all. And if you want early access or some exclusives like video essays, they're all up on patreon.com/nerdchicano. But enough of that. Let's go ahead and get into today's review. Of course, this is one of 2022's release in the Criterion Collection. It's spine number 1152 in the collection, and I actually got the chance to watch this before the year ended, and I'm glad that I'm finally going to go ahead and give you all my thoughts on this, because this is one of the films from David Lynch that I have been looking forward to the most, that I wanted to check out, other than Inland Empire, that's going to be coming out in March, I believe. But I'm very excited to check this out, to talk to you all about this, because I gotta say that this was quite the experience to watch. But before we can get into any of that, let's go ahead and read the introduction here in the back of the film and talk about the special content in this release. We've met before, haven't we? A mesmerizing meditation on the mysterious nature of identity. Lost Highway, David Lynch's 7th feature film, is one of the filmmaker's most potent cinematic dreamscapes. Starring Patricia Arquette and Bill Pullman, the film expands the horizons of the medium, taking its audience on a journey through the unknown and the unknowable, as the postmodern noir detours into the realm of science fiction. It becomes apparent that the only certainty is uncertainty. In this director-approved 4K UHD plus Blu-ray special edition, it includes a new 4K digital restoration supervised and approved by director David Lynch, with a new 5.1 surround DTS HD master audio soundtrack and alternate uncompressed stereo soundtrack. Comes with one 4K UHD disc of the film presented in Dolby Vision HDR and one Blu-ray with the film and special features. Pretty as a picture of the art of David Lynch, and a feature-length 1997 documentary by Toby Keeler featuring Lynch and its collaborators Angelo Badalamenti, who rest in peace, who died last year. He is one of the frequent collaborators with David Lynch, as he did the score for Mulholland Drive as well. Peter Deming, Barry Guilford, Mary Sweeney, and others, along with on-set footage from Lost Highway. Reading by Lynch and critic Christine McKenna of excerpts from their 2018 book Room to Dream. Archival interviews with Lynch and actors Patricia Arquette, Bill Pullman, and Robert Luglia. English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing. And plus excerpts from an interview with Lynch from filmmaker and writer Chris Rodley's book Lynch on Lynch. That's what's included in this edition, and of course it is 134 minutes, 1997, color 5.1 surround to 39:1 aspect ratio, and all that wonderful stuff. So let's go ahead and look at this packaging. So this is the front of Lost Highway's packaging. Hopefully you all can see it. I think you all are able to see it from I checked from the edits. This is the back. This is the spine. Am I showing that correctly? Yeah. Yes, the spine. So if you get the 4K UHD, you get the Digipack. But oddly enough, in the Blu-ray version, you get a Amaray, which has not been the case before for Blu-ray releases of David Lynch's films. But I don't package them. We don't make those decisions. But it was a nice, it was an interesting observation to make when when I went to go pick this up during the Criterion sale. But Of course, you're just gonna go ahead and open this up and you pull it out. So this is the front of the Digipack booklet. This is the back. Then you open it up, and of course you have your Blu-ray disc and your 4K Ultra HD disc with some art there in the back. You have your booklet. This is the front of the booklet. This is the back of the booklet. And of course you have production notes in here. You have essays. You have some interviews here. Some interesting art is included in here. Pretty cool stuff there. And yeah, it's just a nice little pamphlet, little booklet here. Nice material. Here's some other art right there. So yeah, when I get the chance, I usually sit down to read these. I don't really read them when I do these reviews, because we're talking about the movie and the quality of the transfer in the audio. But yeah, this is a pretty nice booklet, and yeah, I gotta say I like the packaging from Criterion for this release. But yeah, that's the packaging for the 4K Ultra HD release of David Lynch's Lost Highway. My experience with Lost Highway is no different from my experience with Mulholland Drive, or frankly any film that I've watched from David Lynch that wasn't Dune 1984. I am left confused. I'm left speechless as what I saw on the screen. Yet I know that I just watched something that is going to stick with me for a while, and that's why I really dug this release of Lost Highway. I really like this movie, especially the different story about identity between Patricia Arquette and Bill Pullman, and Patricia Arquette's two different roles in this film. It's confusing, it's hard to follow at times, yet that is the mystique and the interest that pulled me in throughout the film. I couldn't keep myself from watching what was going on screen. Plus the cinematography and the sound design and just the score from Badalamenti is just beautifully crafted, that David Lynch gives you a great visual and audio aspect to the film that pretty much hooks you in while you're trying to decipher what David Lynch is even trying to say. As I've said before about Mulholland Drive, I'm sure that this is going to require multiple rewatches, but I know that I like the film. I very much love this movie, but I don't know at all what David Lynch is trying to say here or what he's doing, because there are moments in this film like the creepy old guy and the beach house that explodes and it goes in reverse that just flies right over my head, and I don't know exactly what David Lynch is trying to say with that. But I think that's what makes David Lynch such a spectacular filmmaker, is that even with his most confusing imagery and motifs and themes, he's still able to get your interest right after the credits roll. So much that I've still been thinking about this film like weeks after watching it. I know that this isn't the only David Lynch film that's going to leave me this way, because I felt this way with with Mulholland Drive. I felt this way with his short Rabbits. I felt this way with Eraserhead. And I know that when I get to watch Inland Empire, I'm gonna probably feel this way. But there's something that's just there deep inside the core of this film that just hooked me, and I was just so interested in the noir aspect and the way that David Lynch carries that narrative throughout the whole film that just left me in awe, and I was in love with it from start to finish. Now let's talk about the restoration. So I watched this on my TCL 4K TV on a Panasonic 4K player, and I don't know if I've told you all this, but I have a player that has the capabilities for Dolby Vision, but I don't have a television that has Dolby Vision HDR, so I watched this in HDR10, and I also benefited from that. I don't have a surround sound system. I wish I could buy one. I do want to start, saving some money so I can get that, but of course I have bills and I have rent, so hopefully soon I'll get to that. But I watched this in the standard 5.1, whatever soundtrack I had here for DTS HD. No, I watched this in the regular stereo, the uncompressed stereo soundtrack. This has to be one of, if not, in my opinion, the best physical media release of 2022. I have not watched the special features. I know that it does come with a good amount of stuff, but going off just transfer alone, y'all, this transfer looks amazing in 4K Ultra HD. I love the grading that they did on this picture, and just how much of the reds were popping on screen. And also there's some instances where the brightness is turned up all the way and it looked really good on my TV. Skin tones look beautiful to the point where I thought that this might have just been shot today. You could fool me and tell me that this is actually a 2022 film, and I would have believed you, because this is how beautiful this transfer looks on 4K Ultra HD. Now, I don't know how many releases I bought from 2022, but I know that if I had 10 and I could do a top 10 list, this 100% would be at least number 1 or number 2, depending on what other releases I have in my collection that I picked up from this year. But I've got to say that the picture quality looks great, the resolution looks beautiful. You can tell that they kept a lot of the grain, which is good, because it still kind of gives it that mysticism to the film that it needs to carry that, so that way it can give you that feeling of 1997 surrealist cinema. And I've got to say that David Lynch and everybody who was involved in this restoration did such a great job at bringing a new life to this film. And I was just left in awe of the HDR and color grading on this video transfer from Criterion. Now, the audio is also really good. I really did enjoy the uncompressed stereo soundtrack, especially when they're in like the clubs and they're playing music and they have music playing. You can just feel the rumbling and the trembling from that really loud, speedful music. I really, really like that aspect. There's no hissing, there's no scratches. It's all been fixed and restored, and you can tell because it sounds really, really good. It sounds like I said, for the video transfer, it sounds like it was done this year. And if you could fool me and tell me, Raul, this actually is a 2022 release, and I would believe you. Of course, it's not, because it's from 1997, but that's just how good this audio is. I'm gonna guess that some of the speaking was a little, to me the speaking was a little low, but that's more of a director and actor choice, because I raised up the volume and you could still hear really well, and the mixing was really good. You didn't hear too much white noise, so it's okay. I don't think that was mostly a audio restoration issue. That was more so probably a stylistic choice from David Lynch on set. But I've got to say that the video and audio aspects to this release of Lost Highway from the Criterion Collection is really good, and I would highly recommend you all watch this. If you haven't picked this up, wait for a sale. Buy this on a 50% off sale at Barnes & Noble or a flash sale on Criterion.com. You're not going to be disappointed. But if you're looking to start watching the filmography of David Lynch, I would not recommend you start on this. Start on something like Wild at Heart or Eraserhead, and then work your way into this. But for those of y'all who love David Lynch and you haven't watched this film and you want to own it on physical, wait for that sale, pick this up, because this is not disappointing at all. To keep up to date with me on all things social media, make sure you follow me at The Nerdy Chicano on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch. It's Letterboxd and Serialized, all that wonderful stuff. It's the same handle on all of them. This 2023, I want to interact with more of y'all. I want to make sure that we are talking about movies and physical media, so go ahead and follow me on there. Keep up to date with the Nerdcore. We're doing a lot of cool stuff on there, so check out our website, thenerdcore.com. Check us out on YouTube and on Twitch. We're under the Nerdcore on both of those platforms. We do podcasts, interviews, watch-alongs, commentaries, all these things that we do that are really cool. And if you want to help us out, go and check us out there. course, next week we're going to go ahead and continue looking at more films in my collection. But in the meantime, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know if you like David Lynch's Lost Highway. Let me know if you like this release from the Criterion Collection. Do you own it? Talk to me in the comments, y'all. I really want to interact with y'all, and I want to hear about and see your thoughts. So, without further ado, to my fellow cinephiles and renowned scholars, celebrate the love of cinema today, tomorrow, and every day after. Catch you all in the next one, guys. Bye-bye.